What's going on, guys? It's your boy Gamers Goon here today to do my NFL predictions for this week. It's week one. You already know I did my Bears predictions. Those didn't work out so well. The Bears lost 10-3. Packers won. But I decided I'm going to be doing this every week. I'm going to be going through the week, picking which teams I think is going to win. I'm putting confidence points on it like you would do in a pick'em league. So since I got the Bears run wrong, and I didn't put any confidence points with it, I delegated that with 1 point like you would in case you missed one with a pick'em league. So right now, this is the new list. But with the first game, we have the Titans and the Browns. Whew, this should be a decent game. The spread is supposed to be 5.5 points in the favor of the Browns, meaning that they're supposed to be winning by more than 5 points, basically. I don't know if I believe in the Browns hype. I don't know if I do. Baker Mayfield, haven't seen enough of him in the NFL. He's a good college quarterback, and we saw a little bit of him last year, and he sort of led the Browns to a little bit of success. But I don't know if I believe in him that much. Then you bring in Odell. You have Jarvis from last year. You have Kareem Hunt, who's not gonna be back till week 10, but you have Kareem Hunt in your disposal for down the line. You got Nick Chubb, which I'm actually very excited to see what Nick Chubb can do. I think Nick Chubb is going to be a vital piece to their offense tomorrow. If you didn't know, it's Saturday, so I do think Nick Chubb will be a vital piece to their offense. And obviously, their defense, something that is widely praised. Emmanuel Ogbah, you got Myles Garrett. You got their corners that are okay. I don't know if I believe in the hype, but this is a team that went from last year being mid-tier team, kind of making its way, like, this could be a playoff team. They did improve, don't get me wrong, but everybody's putting this team to be like 10-6, or don't get me wrong, this team will go 500. It will either go 8-8 or 9-7, but I don't think this team is anything spectacular. It might be a wild card team at the most, in my opinion. I don't really know if I can buy into their hype. I really don't. So, I see them winning this game, however. 80% of America picked the Browns in this game. I understand why. The Titans, they haven't been that successful with Marcus Mariota, but they always have that threat. Mariota, he can always turn it on. He's a decent quarterback, but he's not elite, or he's not a star. He's an okay quarterback, and that's hard for me to say because I'm an Oregon guy. But Marcus Mariota is an okay quarterback, and I'll probably even end up wearing a Marcus Mariota jersey tomorrow. So, but the Titans, I just don't see them. They didn't really improve too much from last year. I mean, yeah, you got Corey Davis another year, might have developed a little. You got Taywan Taylor, you got Delaney Walker. I don't really buy into the Titans either. I'm taking the Browns 28-14, and I put 14 confidence points into this game. Next, we have the Ravens at Miami facing the Dolphins. This should be a decent game, actually. I don't expect much out of either of these teams this year, but this should be a fun game because I really do think this is going to be a coming out party for what the Ravens might do this year. I don't expect the Ravens to be a winning team at all this year. I expect them to maybe go 6-10, something around there. But the Ravens here, I think, could be something, could give us a look into their future. I'm excited to see Mark Ingram. He's in a new situation. He should be the lead back for the Ravens. I'm excited to see Marquise Brown, Oklahoma receiver, speedster, looked great last year at Oklahoma. Now he's in the NFL for Baltimore, and he's paired with Lamar Jackson, a speedy quarterback that can scramble, get yards on his feet, throw the ball. You love Lamar Jackson. Lamar, I think he's going to be a good quarterback, and I think he's going to be good enough tomorrow to beat the Dolphins. I have them winning and covering. I don't have them covering the spread, actually. The spread is 7 points in favor of the Ravens. And I have the Ravens winning by only 3, 24-21. I have 6 confidence points on that. And 78% of America took the Ravens along with me. A lot of what you'll see is I'm gonna be picking what America wants, or is picking. But I have my reasons. It's not because it's the favorites. It's not because of that. It's just I have my reasons. Falcons versus Vikings. This was a game I had difficulty picking, and the spread of this game is 4 in favor of the Vikings. 56% of America took the Vikings, and I was hesitant to take the Vikings as well. I don't know if Stephon Diggs is going to play. It's a game-time decision tomorrow. We know Thielen's going to be there. Dalvin Cook is always going to be injury-prone. Then you got the Falcons. Matt Ryan. He's typically very good. You have Calvin Ridley, somebody I'm excited to see his jump from his rookie season up into this season. I think he's going to even get better than what he did last season. You got Manu Sanu. You got Julio Jones. You had all of these pieces on offense for the Falcons. And I don't really know where their defensive pieces are. I mean, yeah, you got DeAndre Campbell. You got Desmond Trufant. But these are all guys that they were on that Super Bowl team. But now you look at them and their defense wasn't too great last year. I mean, it was okay. Keanu Neal's on the team. He's been hurt. I just can't see the Falcons being able to overcome the offensive powerhouse that is going to be the Vikings. I expect the Vikings to have a very, very good showing. And what can I say, man? The Vikings are gonna. I'm really thinking that the Vikings are gonna be something very special this year. It might just be me. But I'm telling you, Thielen's gonna have a big showcase. Kyle Rudolph's gonna have a big showcase. It's gonna be good for the Vikings. You get Diggs in there, it can even be better. It's gonna be a big offensive game for the Vikings. I have them winning 35-31. I have 9 confidence points on that. We don't know if Diggs will be playing, but I assume Thielen will still be Cousins' favorite option for that matchup. All right. Next, we got the Bills at the Jets. And this is favored in the Jets' way, 3 points. Now, these are 2 teams that bottom of the barrel last year. I mean, nothing too spectacular. I mean, the Jets, they obviously got better this offseason with the acquisition of Le'Veon Bell. But the thing is, look at the rest of their offense. Le'Veon Bell, sure, he's a good piece, but he could come off rusty. Darnold, you never know what you're going to get out of Darnold. He could have a game with 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He could have a game with 0 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Darnold is still adjusting to the NFL game. At least he was at this point last season. Not at this point, but last season when he was playing. Yeah, then you got the Bills, a team that I don't really expect much out of, to be honest with you. I really don't. The Bills are the Bills. I mean, their defense, I expect them to be decent. They were one of the best defenses last year. They'll probably be decent. Their offense, you don't really got many pieces. I mean, it's really going to be the Josh Allen show. It's really all it's going to be. If Josh Allen can't save you guys, then I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I'm taking the Jets in this game 17-10 in favor of the Jets, and I have 5 confidence points on this one. Next, we have the Redskins at the Eagles. This is going to be a good game. I'm excited for this game. The spread is 9.5 points in the favor of the Eagles. So if the Eagles win by 10, it covers the spread. But I don't think the Eagles are going to win by 10. And which team am I picking? Just so you remember, 70% is to the Jets, by the way. I forgot to mention that. But 77% of America took the Eagles. And the Eagles are going to be a good team this year. I mean, you got Jordan Howard. You got all these running backs. They had to drop Wendell Smallwood, which is somebody I think could be a starter on a couple teams in the NFL. Then you got Alshon Jeffrey. I'm just naming former Bears now. You got Alshon Jeffrey. You got Nelson Aguilar, who I think is going to have a breakout season. You got the defense. You got Ronald Darby. I mean, it's going to be a decent team this year. You got Jalen Mills. Their linebacking core could use a little help, in my opinion, but I think the Eagles are going to be a dominant force in the NFC this year, and I have them beating the Redskins 24-17, and I have 13 confidence points on that game. I mean, the Redskins, I don't think they're going to do much. I really don't. I mean, they have Chase Keenum as their quarterback, so you never know. But I'd put Haskins in. I expect Darius Geist to have a couple good plays. Maybe get some Adrian Peterson action, but or not Adrian. My bad. But maybe you get something going with. Maybe you get Bryce Love involved. You love Bryce Love. You gotta love Bryce Love. But yeah. Let's see what they can do. Let's see what the Redskins can do. Their defense might be okay, but I'm gonna take the Eagles. Next, we have 77% of America taking the Rams over the Panthers at Carolina. This is game. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think this is gonna be one of the more offensive games. You got Cam Newton. He's coming back from a couple injuries, the shoulder and the ankle. Cam Newton will be playing. He was not listed on the injury list. You have Christian McCaffrey, a very versatile running back that I'm super high on. I think he's going to have a stellar season. I think he might be the first guy or one of the guys this year. We're talking about another one that could get 1,000 yards rushing and reception yardage as well. Christian McCaffrey, I expect to have a brilliant season. The spread in this is 2.5 in the favor of the Rams. So I actually have the spread covered in this one. I have the Rams 38-35 over the Panthers. The Rams they're just the dominant offense, man. They're just the dominant offense. You get Cooper Kupp back, you got Robert Woods. You don't want to mess with that. You don't want to mess with that. I fully expect the Rams to win this game. I don't know if Todd Gurley is going to get many touches this game or what's going to happen with him since we have his knee issues, but we will see. But Jared Goff, I expect to come out guns a-blazing against the Panthers, and I expect this to be a shootout for sure. You got Cam Newton on one side with a dominant offense and his running back, and then you got DJ Moore. It's going to be something special with those guys. And then you got the other side where you just got one of the most dominant offenses we've seen last year. I expect them to be a very competitive game tomorrow. Next, we have 86% of the population taking the Chiefs over the Jaguars. Now, I don't know if it's that favorable. I don't know if it should be that heavily favorited towards the Chiefs. The spread is 3.5 in the favor of the Chiefs. But what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? Honestly. You got Patrick Mahomes, reigning MVP Pat Mahomes. Tyreek Hill. I mean, the running back situation might be a little iffy here and there, but you have Tyreek Hill. That's enough to win you a game. You got the defense. You got all these guys on defense. You got Chris Jones, one of the most dominant pass rushers. That team's gonna be good. I don't know if it's gonna be as good as we've seen last year, but the Chiefs versus the Jags, I don't think is going to be a phenomenal game. The Jags could end up being good this year. They did take Nick Foles this offseason. They did pick up. Well, actually, they didn't pick him up, but they finally have a healthy Leonard Fournette. They also got Dede Westbrook and Keelan Cole returning, which I think is going to be good for their offense. I really think Dede Westbrook is going to solidify himself as the number one receiver for this team this year. But I don't expect much out of the Jags unless Leonard Fournette really starts churning and doesn't get hurt. I expect Leonard Fournette to have a good season as long as he stays healthy. And if he stays healthy, I think this team can lead into success. But I think the Chiefs are the favorites, and they're going to have to get this win for me. I have the win being 35-24, favor of the Chiefs. Next, we have the Colts versus the Chargers. 2 weeks ago, I would have told you the Colts were going to win. Andrew Luck, you got Nyheim Hines, you got T.Y. Hilton. It was a nasty-looking team. It was something good. But now you're just throwing Jacoby Brissett out there. Jacoby Brissett's not bad and all, but he's not ready. He's not ready. Yes, he did okay when he was on the Patriots and he started. Yeah, he was when he started for the Colts. But Jacoby Brissett's not ready. You gave him 2 weeks knowing he's going to be the starter for week one of the biggest games for the season, at the moment at least, because a week 3 game's not going to mean as much to the week 1 game. You really want to start your season off good, and then that will lead down to the road. Week 16, you're going to be fighting for a playoff spot. You need to get it off on the right foot. You need to really start going. And I don't think Jacoby Brissett's ready for it. He could go out there and prove me wrong. He's not a horrible quarterback at all, but I don't know if he's ready for it, and that's why I'm gonna have to take the Chargers. The Chargers spread is 6.5 in their favor. I think the Colts are gonna come out shocking the Chargers though. I think it's gonna be 10 points right out the bat for the Colts. The Chargers fans, everybody's gonna be like, "Ooh, the Chargers." Looking iffy. Then Philip Rivers is gonna click it on in the second quarter, really start to blow it away there, and then I'm gonna take them 35-10. Not gonna let them score again. You got the defense. You got Derwin James back there. You got a lot of good pieces on the Chargers. Then you go to their offense. You got Mike Williams, a guy I really think is gonna be a phenomenal #1 receiver this year. I wouldn't really say Keenan Allen's going to be the #1 receiver. We don't really know how he's going to pan out considering he's returning from injury. But you can never doubt Philip Rivers, man. You really can't. I mean, Philip Rivers is one of the best, in my opinion, to still play the game. Him, Brady, Breeze. Those 3, no specific order. But really, really good quarterback in Philip Rivers. And I think he is going to cover the spread by that. I forgot to go over my points. The Eagles game I had 13. The Rams I had 12 points on. The Chiefs 10. And now the Chargers game I have 11 confidence points in that. So now we go into the Bengals and Seahawks. Now this is the most one-sided game I think is going to happen. 77% of the population took Seahawks. I think they're disrespecting the Seahawks now. The Seahawks are going to be a good team. You've got Russell Wilson, obviously. You got Tyler Lockett, obviously. You got Chris Carson, obviously. Then you go on into the defensive side. They're always a good defense. Then you go to the Bengals. I'm not a believer in Andy Dalton. I'm not. John Ross, he hasn't proven anything. Tyler Boyd, may he be the #1 receiver? Possibly, because A.J. Green is always iffy with his injuries. And then you got Alex Erickson. And then the only thing I can see possibly catapulting this team into success in this game is going to be if Joe Mixon can get the run game going. If Joe Mixon can go over 150 yards, I think he will get around 100. And it's a very tough task to get 100 yards on the Seahawks in Seattle. But I think Joe Mixon is going to have to be the key to the success of this game. And I think it's going to be a very one-dimensional game from the Bengals because I don't really think they're going to get their passing game going. Tyler Eifert's always an injury issue too. I don't really know how that's going to pan out. But I'm going to have to take the Seahawks. I think it's going to be close. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a one-dimensional game from the Bengals side. But I think it's going to work out for them. I think it's going to be 21-14 in the favor of Seattle. And Seattle does not cover the spread of 9.5 points. And that game I have 8 confidence points in. Next, we got the Giants at the Cowboys with a spread of 7 in the favor of the Cowboys. I expect this to be a blowout, honestly. I do. The only saving grace to the Giants right now, for me at least, is going to be Saquon. Sure, you got Sterling Shepard. Sure, you got Golden Tate. Does that mean anything when you have Eli Manning getting sacked every play? No. I expect Eli Manning to get sacked a good 5 times, minimum. DeMarcus Lawrence is going to solidify himself as one of the best pass rushers in the league just this game. I expect 2 or 3 sacks out of him. Jalen Smith, always going to be one of those speedy guys. I might get a sack or 2. I mean, sure, he's a linebacker, but you let a hole open, Jalen Smith can get you. Leighton Vander Esch, tackling leader last year. And you're telling me that the Giants are going to win? What's Saquon going to do when he runs up into the hole and, all of a sudden, I run right into Leighton Vander Esch, one of the guys that he's not going to let you get away. Just not. You got Byron Jones in the secondary. You're not getting away. You're not getting away. I don't care who you are. Sure, you might be Saquon Barkley. But you're going to need help from your team. Your offensive line ain't going to cut it. Your receiving core, they could be okay. Eli Manning's not a mobile quarterback. He can't get around. He can't extend the play. So you get Daniel Jones up in there. I don't know how much faith I could put into the Giants this year. I'm going to definitely have the Cowboys winning this game. Just obliterating the spread. I have them winning 38-14. And I have this game as a 15-point confidence. Next, we have the Lions at Arizona facing the Cardinals. This should be a decent game. You got the Lions. They are gonna be better than last year. This is a team that improved. They got Mike Daniels now. I expect Matt Stafford to come back in and pick up right where he left off. Have a good year this year. You got Kenny Golladay. He only got better. You got Marvin Jones still. He only got better. You got Kerryon Johnson, a guy that I think is going to be one of the best running backs in the league, top 5. That should be a decent team this year. You got Darius Slay, one of the best corners in the league. Now, does that all gel up together usually? Maybe not, but will it this year? I think the Lions are going to have a decent team. I don't know if they're going to be a playoff team, but I think the NFC North is definitely going to be one of the most competitive divisions for a playoff spot. Might even get 2 wildcard teams out of NFC North. That's how competitive it might be. But for sure, I think the Lions are going to beat the Cardinals. I have this game as a 28-17 game. I expect Kyler Murray to start off hot. I expect Kyler Murray to get off guns a-blazing. But I do expect Patricia and company to be able to think of something. Think of something after a nice 14-0 start in the first quarter to stifle Kyler Murray. Stop the fast pace that Kyler Murray likes to run with Christian Kirk, Andy Isabella. I mean, sure, you got Larry Fitzgerald who's 34 and really he ain't going to be moving a lot, let's be honest. But David Johnson, he's all an injury concern. I think that the Lions are going to find a way to stifle them after a hot start. That's what I'm saying. 28-17. 2-17. I got 4 points on that game. The Cardinals could pick up the victory here, and it's all going to be on the shoulders of Baker Mayfield, in my opinion. David Johnson's a good running back, don't get me wrong, but I think Kyler Murray is going to be the key piece to success in this matchup. Next, that had 53% of America's votes towards the Lions, by the way. And 74% was to the Cowboys. Next, we are transitioning into 49% for the 49ers. This is a even spread. I have 3 confidence points on this. I'm not very confident about this. It could either turn out 2 ways. It could turn out that Jameis Winston is going to have a good season. It could turn out that Jimmy G is going to have a good season. It could turn out that they're both going to have mediocre seasons. It's going to be a lame game and nothing happens out of it, and we're just going to get a win. That might happen. But the 49ers are a team that I see desperately trying to make success. They got Bosa. Great. That's phenomenal. You got Bosa. You go up, you pick Tevin Coleman. Okay, very good running back. You still got Breida. Very good running back room right now. You still have McKinnon. Phenomenal running back room now. You have Jimmy G. We haven't seen too much out of him. He missed 8 games last year due to injury. So I'm really looking forward to a full season of Jimmy G. Really want to see what he can do. Then you look at the receiving core, and that's something that I think is going to be special this year. Yes, we have Marquise Goodwins. Yes, we do. But the guy I'm specifically looking at this year and thinking he is going to have a breakout year, and a lot of people are on board with this, is Dante Pettis. Now, this kid, he's a pretty good receiver. If you haven't seen this kid play, he can go. I really expect him to take off this year. Really expect him to solidify himself as the number 1 receiver. And Marquise Goodwin is going to get pushed back into the number 2 receiver role or the slot receiver role. Something like that. And then you still got George Kittle on offense. You still got it. So that offense is going to look nasty. I think the 49ers are going to come out. I don't think they're going to click right away. I think they're going to be a little slow. I think they're going to win this game, however, 14-10 in the favor of the 49ers. I got 3 confidence points on it. Next, we have the Saints and the Texans. Now, this is the game I have the most confidence points in, and I will tell you why in a minute. But this is Monday night, 7:20. 76% took the Saints on this matchup, and I am part of the 76. The spread is... I skipped the Steelers game. We'll go back to that. The spread is 7 points in favor of the Saints. Why do you ask? Why do you think I took the Saints here? Let's just ask you this. Mike Thomas. Who was the best receiver in the league last year? Mike Thomas. Let's talk about Drew Brees. Who has always been one of the best quarterbacks, at least over the past 10 years? Drew Brees. Now, let's think about running backs. Who was one of the most versatile running backs to get rushing yards and receiving yards last year? Not named Christian McCaffrey. Alvin Kamara. Team's looking nasty. That team looking nasty on offense. You got the defense. You got Marshawn Lattimore, the guy that I think is really going to make major strides and even be better this year. You got Von Bell. I don't know how much he's going to improve, but you got him. That team is gonna be an offensive powerhouse. I don't think anybody can stop that offense. You can put them against Chicago. I still think they can score 30 points. I really do. Saints, I have completely obliterating the spread. I have them winning 49-10. 49-10 against the Texans. I think Deshaun Watson is going to be a decent player. But I don't think he's going to do very well against Marshawn Lattimore for a little bit. I think he's going to struggle a little bit. He's going to be decent, but he's not going to be great. I'm not saying he's going to have a horrible game. I'm not saying he's going to have a great game. I'm just saying he's going to have an okay game. Not much offense from him. Just going to be 200 yards and a 1 touchdown pass and maybe an interception. Not much. But I don't expect their offense to really kick off. I really don't. You have DeAndre Hopkins, very good receiver. But outside of that on offense, what do you got? What do you got? Will Fuller? I'm really not scared of Will Fuller. He's not going to scare me. He really ain't. I think the Texans defense can't keep up with that offense that the Saints have. Sure, you have J.J. Watt. Sure, you have Whitney Merciless. Sure, you have Tyrann Mathieu. What's that mean? What does that mean when you got Mike Thomas catching short routes? Tyrann Mathieu isn't going to be guarding a curl route from Mike Thomas. He's not. Whitney Merciless, he ain't going to be able to keep up with Alvin Kamara once the linebacker has to switch onto him. That team's looking nasty. I don't think there's any way the Texans can contain that offense. I really don't. Let's go back to the Steelers and the Patriots. This is the Sunday night game. This is at 7:20 as well. This is going to be the best game of the week. Maybe outside of the Rams-Panthers game. I think the Rams-Panthers is going to be good too. But Patriots versus Steelers in New England. The spread is 5.5 points, New England's favor. I think New England does pass the spread. 69% of America is taking Patriots. I am part of that 69%. I think the Patriots are going to win 28-21. Never doubt Tom Brady. But the Steelers aren't going to be bad this year. You got Juju. I really expect him to solidify himself as a superstar. James Conner, expect him to have another good year. I don't know if he's going to have as good of a year as he did last year, but I do expect him to have a good year. Ben Roethlisberger, I expect him to start slowing down a little, but I do expect Juju to be the leading receiver for the team. And then obviously you got James Washington and Jesse James, Vance McDonald, all these guys that can make plays. And then you got Jalen Samuels. I mean, your team's not bad. Your team's not bad. And then you got a good defense. I got them losing, though, 28-21 to the team that just recently acquired Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown will not be playing in this game. But the Patriots are going to have one guy that I think is going to have a pretty good year. And I might be a little off by this, but we got this guy named Josh Gordon. But I think he's going to have a good year. Can't wait to buy that Super Bowl jersey with that Josh Gordon number 12. Or actually, he ain't even number 12. He ain't even number 12. That's my boy Brady. But can't wait, honestly. It's gonna be fun. Can't wait to buy Josh Gordon jersey. And last but certainly not least, we have the Broncos versus the Raiders. And for some reason, America's favoring the Raiders, but I'm very hesitant to even think of the Raiders winning games this year. Their defense is going to be mediocre. It is. I'm sorry. Raiders fans, you should understand this. Your defense is going to suck. It is going to be horrible. I don't care who you have. You have Carl Joseph. Congratulations. You know how many better safeties there are than Carl Joseph? There's not a single piece on that defense that I look at and be like, that's a star. That's somebody that I expect to help me win games. Sure, you got a couple guys that could be pieces, but I don't look at anybody on that team and say, that's a difference maker right there. That's a guy that you need on your team. I don't see any of that. Like a Khalil Mack, that's a guy you need on your team. Who let him go? Gruden. You look, let's just throw a couple names out there. Stephon Gilmore. What did he do for the Patriots? He basically led them to the Super Bowl. Gilly. No. Then let's look at some other people. You got Leighton Vander Esch, one of the best linebackers in the league last year. You look at Aaron Donald. Can't miss player. Gets many sacks. There's not a single player on this team that I look at and see that potential on defense. And then you go to their offensive side. I feel bad for Derek Carr. I do. His number one receiver this year is going to be Tyrell Williams. Do you know who Tyrell Williams is? If you're a Chargers fan or a fantasy football guy, you might know him. But if you're just, I'm a Bears fan, but I'm going to start looking into some other teams, just watch as much football as possible. You're not a hardcore guy. You're not going to know Tyrell Williams. Tyrell the Gazelle, man. But that team isn't very exciting. You got Josh Jacobs. What do we know he's going to do? Nothing. He's not proven in the NFL. Sure, he was great at Alabama, but you know how many NFL linemen he ran behind? Their offensive line isn't good. Derek Carr, people are souring on him. I don't even think it's his fault. He's just never had good receivers. They dropped Amari Cooper. They don't have Crabtree. That team's looking abysmal. I don't know how they're favored. The Broncos team, I'm starting to pick up hope for. You got Chubb on defense. I think he'll be great. I think he will. Then you got the offensive side of things. You got Philip Lindsay coming off a good season. Nobody knew him last year until he started playing. Philip Lindsay became something special. You got Von Miller still on defense. You got Cortland Sutton, who I expect to have a good second year. There's a lot of moving pieces for them. You got Noah Fant, who I think is going to be a fairly good. He has a fairly decent chance at being a Rookie of the Year. But the problem is you're going to have quarterbacks and receivers all up in there. maybe a running back or two, like David Montgomery, if we ever actually run him instead of 6 times for 19 yards. Yeah, we should play more. But anyways, I think the Broncos have something special in Noble Fan. And I think the Broncos are going to win this game. I think the Broncos are going to clear the spread. It's 1 point in the favor of the Broncos. I don't expect anything out of Oakland this year. I got 7 points on this game. I have 21-3 favor of the Broncos. I expect the Broncos to win this. So we will, in the video here, make sure you guys go follow me at GamersGoonYT on Twitter. And obviously, if you don't agree with me, leave down your predictions. Complain to me and be like, "Oh, Goon, I expected the Titans to beat the Browns. I think the Bills are gonna beat the Jets. I think the Steelers are gonna beat the Patriots." I'm open for discussion, man. I mean, football it's a prediction, man. It's a prediction. I might be a Patriots and Bears fan, but if you think the Steelers are gonna win, then you're entitled to your own opinion. I think tomorrow's gonna be a fun day for football, for sure. The Browns should be in a decent game. The Ravens, I expect that to be a fun game. The Vikings game should be very fun. The Bills and Jets, I don't expect to be fun, but I expect it to be fun, if you know what I mean. The Eagles Redskins should be decent. The Rams and Panthers, I expect to be fun. The Chiefs and Jags, I expect to be fun. Chargers and Colts, I don't expect to be that fun. Not bad. It's like midnight here. I just wanted to get this video out. I have to edit it still, but we also got the Giants and Cowboys. That should be a blowout. The Lions and Cardinals. That should be a decent-ish game if Kyler picks things up. You got the 49ers and Bucks, and let's be honest, neither team's gonna be too great tomorrow, at least. Maybe the 49ers, the Reds, though. I know the Bucks won't. I know they won't. Steelers and Pats, obviously gonna be a fun game tomorrow night. Texans Saints should be fun, and then Broncos Raiders should not be that fun. I'm sorry, but I ain't gonna have that one circled on my list. But definitely go follow the Goon, or actually Goon Gamer YT on Twitter. So you can see me live tweet. I will be watching the Vikings-Falcons game tomorrow. I might switch back and forth between a couple games, maybe the Browns. And then in the afternoon, we are going to most likely be watching the Bengals-Seahawks game and the Lions-Cardinals game. Then obviously tomorrow night, we're going to be watching the Steelers versus the Patriots. And then on Monday, we are probably going to be... I actually put out a tweet today. It was like, somebody said, I'm going to be watching Monday Night Football instead of Raw. And I was like, Drew Brees greater than Seth Rollins. But I will be watching the Saints game most likely instead of... I'm sorry. But I'm probably going to watch Raw on DVR. I'm sorry. Football season, it's something I'm excited about. Raw, I'm kind of weak because I'm not too excited about it. Maybe at the draft, but I expect the Saints game to be fun. The Broncos Raiders. Let's be honest. I'm probably gonna look at that game and be like, well, here goes Raw. But there's my list. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure once again, you guys go follow the Twitter. Make sure you guys click that like button, click that subscribe button. Tell me what you guys think is gonna happen. I think it might be a wild week 1. I think it might be. If I short came your team and maybe made you mad that you thought the Panthers were gonna win, tell me. I'm honestly here to hear what you guys gotta say. That's honestly just what I want. Hear what you guys gotta say about football. This has been a 40-minute video of me talking about football. And there wasn't a time in it where I was like, well, Alex McMahon, where I was complaining. I just analyzed it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.